stand for the pledge. And Ed, you're our veteran.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Dear Lord, I pray that you guide us during this meeting. Father, please guide us so that this meeting will be productive. Now, Father, bless this nation and place your hands over our allies that are in conflict. Bless this township, our fire department, police department, supervisor, clerk, treasurer, and the trustees. I pray this in the Lord's name. Amen.
Notice how I made the fire department a little louder than the rest?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good for you.
Yeah.
Well, they need it.
We know,
Because you guys are
we know what
really-
you drive.
Okay, can we have roll call, please?
Yes. Mary Frost.
Here.
Karen Guyval.
Here.
Linda Garrett. Here. Ed Brightfield.
Here.
Roy Fisher. Here. Bennett present. Supervisor Pearson.
Here, all accounted for. Any announcements?
No.
Department reports, as usual, available in my office. Petitions? We're a business. Approval of the agenda.
I move to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Can we have roll call on that, please?
Yes. Linda Garrett.
Yes.
Ed Brightfield.
Yes.
Karen Guyval.
Yes.
Mary Frost.
Yes.
Roy Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes. Move on to consent agenda.
Yes. Before the board is the approval of the October minutes, approval of the October invoices, 24-25 meeting dates, and the resolution opposing House Bill 4965.
Any discussion on that?
Now I'll make a motion that we approve the consent agenda as written.
I'll support.
And we have support. Any further discussions? Not hearing any. Can we have roll call, please?
Karen Guyval.
Yes.
Mary Frost.
Yes.
Ed Brightfield.
Yes.
Linda Garrett.
Yes.
Roy Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes. Okay, we'll on to item number 2, Fire Department Wage Purchase Ordinance for 2A. The chief wrote a detailed letter for the expenditure. This is definitely something that the fire department will use. Does anybody have any questions for the chief?
I don't think the chief needs to get up and speak to you.
Well, I do want to brag about how we had a member of the fire department acquire all these funds for that cot. So he's actually raised, I think, $50-some thousand. We're trying to get 2 of them, but we have enough money right now for 1 of them. So we wanted to move forward with that. And $20,000 was actually from the Ford County Community Foundation, which, if the board remembers, they donated quite a bit of money to the library back in the day, and we've had small projects that they helped us out with, and this is by far the biggest one that we received from Ford County. And then the rest of the money, $47,177 is the total cot install for the lift system. $20,000 was from Ford County, and the rest was private donors. So I'm really proud of the member of the fire department that organized that and got that together. So
Very good.
we just bring this before the board to allow us to actually install that cot lifting mechanism into one of our township-owned vehicles.
Jerry, I have a question. So the total price is $47,177. Is the $20,000 already, you already have it, so the real price is gonna be $47, or is it gonna be $27 after the grant?
No, the whole amount is $47,000. I was just showing in my letter where we acquired the funds. So we've acquired already $55,000 for the first one, and then the leftover is gonna go to the second cot, but needs more time to collect that. So we didn't wanna wait, we wanted to get one installed in the Alpha and then go.
Then we're gonna start with the other ones.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, so we need to waive the ordinance because this is something that fits with the equipment that we have already, correct?
Correct, yes, yes.
I'll move to waive the purchasing ordinance as it's a secondary component to the striker power lift that the fire department's already using. Support.
Okay, we have a motion of support. Any discussion? Not hearing, could we have roll call on that, please?
Yes. Mary Frost.
Yes.
Linda Garrett. Yes. Ed Brightfield.
Yes.
Karen Guyval.
Yes.
Roy Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes, That passes. Okay, now we need a motion to purchase the power loader system from Stryker.
I would make that motion to purchase a power load system from Stryker for $47,000. I'm missing a number.
Yeah, me too.
177.10.
Okay,
$177.
$47,177.10 from 213-336-975-000.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion and we have support. Any discussion? Can we have roll call on that, please?
Yes. Ed Brightfield.
Yes.
Karen Guyval.
Yes.
Mary Fox.
Yes.
Linda Garrett.
Yes.
Lori Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes. Okay, now,
So just a tidbit of information, I thought you guys would like this. Since I've been chief, we've been tracking grants and donations, and we're over $800,000 now. In 14 years, I think I've been tracking.
Right, very good.
That really helped put us up to the next level in our department.
so we don't need any more millages?
Well, no, those are for capital items. Unfortunately, we still have to pay those darn
I'm just
taxes.
checking, you know. But Anyways, now we'll move on to 2B. Enter an agreement with the current provider, ESO, to include the scheduling software set up for $1,962.50 out of 206-336-934-001, and authorize the yearly annual payment currently of what, $4,274 from 206-336-934-003. The chief, you can explain a little bit about this real quick?
Yeah, so we found a deficiency in our department with our last ISO rating. We weren't tracking our training appropriately in accredited way. So I tasked Lieutenant Hunsucker here to find out how we can start tracking our training to get the required points for ISO, right? Our rating, to keep that rating we have. So what he did, he found out in researching, we have ESO right now for our billing and patient PCRs,
Yeah.
right? And we utilize that program already. We just found that there's more stuff we can buy for that software, for that company, some more software from that company, I should say. And Tyler researched it, and this one will be the best one. It's uniform. We already have ESO, that's why I'm asking to waive the purchasing. We did research it for 2 or 3 different companies. And we just found out that this was the best thing to do. It's a little bit more money than the other ones, but it does more on the back end, so to speak, right? If I'm speaking out of turn, correct me. But we can also get rid of our scheduling that we have too. So there's 3 different modules, right? I should say, I guess, right? So we pay for the PCR, our patient reporting system, like all the name, address, their illness, and all that kind of stuff, right, for billing. And then we have another company that we do for scheduling, right? So, and then we wanted another thing for training. So what we did was ESO will do the scheduling and the training and what we already do for the PCR patient reporting system. So that's why we want to go into that. And it's only once we get rid of a lab tech for our scheduling and all that stuff, we get rid of that and we go with ESO completely. It's like $700 more a year if we condense all into ESO. So that's what I'd like to do to the township. But then we're also getting the training component with it that helps us track our trainings.
And I know the chief.
I know it's very confusing, I'm sorry, but.
I know the chief and I spoke about our ISO, and this is one of the things that will help our ISO, because we didn't quite understand that, I guess, that we had more training that we could have put in,
Yes.
and to get our ISO rating down to save us money on our insurance. So anyways, this will be helpful. Any questions?
Unfortunately.
No, I think your letters are very self-explanatory, so I'd like to make a motion to enter into the agreement with the current provider, ESO, to include the scheduling software setup fee at $1962.50 from 206-336-934-001, and to authorize the yearly annual payment, which it could change from year to year, $42.74 from 206-336-934-003.
I've got a question. Should we have waived the purchasing on this one?
No, because he's already uses the company. I asked him the same thing, but he's already using the company, so it's a current contractor. we could and say it's a professional service, but it's a current contractor.
I'll support the motion.
Okay, so we have a motion and we have support. Any other questions?
I just wondered this Allied Tech, you're gonna be eliminating that?
Yes, we're eliminating the lead tech, correct, yep. So this will also be easier, because we had to have another sign-in for that one and this one, and now we just have one sign-in, and all of the systems will work off of ESO, so it's really nice.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Not hearing any, can we have roll call, please?
Mary Frost.
Yes.
Karen Bauer.
Yes.
Linda Garrett.
Yes.
Ed Brightfield.
Yes.
Lori Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes. Okay, that passed.
I'd like to thank Lieutenant Hunsucker for putting that all together, he really stepped up and did a lot to make sure we did the right thing on that, so thank you,
Good.
Tyler.
Jerry, I'm gonna go back to Ed's question, but did I ask you, didn't you check out a comparison with other companies?
Yeah, oh yeah, you did, yeah, because I told you we did.
Right.
We spent months checking it out, heck yeah, yeah.
Okay, now we'll go on to 2C, which is the Station 2 renovations and/or financing. We put this on hold for a while, since we realized the prices are not coming down, we should probably move forward on this. I think it's time for us to fix up the fire hall in front of the township and kind of make it blend in with what we have now. We've got all kinds of things going on now. I think it's just time to make it cohesive. So we went out for schematic drawings and we selected what's in your board pack. Now it's the time to follow through for the RFP, the request for proposal. Of course, Bob Davis, our attorney, will have to approve the agreements. Once we know the cost, the fire department account will probably not have the enough funds for the entire cost, and we'll need to loan them some money. And it's a loan because they'll pay it back out of their capital fund from the township funds. And we'll have Mr. Davis and our auditor handle how we can do that. And I'm pretty sure because it's the fire department is part of the township, there's no fees or anything involved in that. So, anyways, so anybody have any questions on this? We'll be going out for the RFP now and everything, and then Mr. Gasson will be here at the next meeting in January.
No, is it David Gadsden? Is his company reputable? Is he good?
Well, the ceiling and the roof hasn't fallen in or anything here, so I think would have to say they're very reputable. We had a lot of compliments for the work we did for the township already. Does anybody have any questions on this?
What is our action on this today?
All we're gonna do is, I'd like to move the Station 2 renovations forward with the condition that the township legal reviews and approves the agreement with an opt-out clause for the township and all agreements, or create a township agreement. Legal must review the RFP, and the township is reserving the right to reject any and all bids. Okay, and once legal approves the agreement, the RFP, the board authorizes supervisor to sign the document and authorize the RFP to go out. When the RFP and recommendations for partners and architect come back, then the board will make the final approval on it. That's basically, so what we're doing is we're putting the steps forward now. The next step will be the important one, and then we'll wait to see. The last time, I know Chief will be down there, but the last time when we did the township, I was down at the bid process, and I met all the contractors and Rewald and Sons. They really saved us a lot of money. So, you okay?
Sounded like you just made the motion.
Oh,
You read the thing.
I just wanted dinner ready. Is that? Oh,
No.
no. Okay.
No, luckily it wasn't a call.
Okay. So anyways,
If you made the motion, I'll second it.
well, that's the
pretty
motion
well
that
read
I
the whole
made.
thing right off.
Okay, I pretty much.
Nobody wants to read that again.
No, don't repeat it.
Okay, so did you
I'll
second it?
Yeah.
Oh, so I get to, that's the first time I ever made a motion before.
Never.
Are you allowed
It's
to?
about time.
That's the
Are
first.
you allowed to?
Last time you made a motion to adjourn.
I feel important now. So, anyways, so any discussion on it? No discussion? I think, well, I don't think we need roll call on that, do we? We just, that has to do
No
with
money or
money.
anything.
let's just do roll call on this anyhow.
Mary Frost,
Yes.
Linda Garrett,
Yes.
Karen Donald,
Yes.
Ed Brightfield,
Yes.
Lori Fisher,
Yes.
Bennett, yes, Supervisor Pearson.
Yes. Hey.
I can sit down now, thank you.
Hey, Chief, thanks. Where are we at now? Number 3. Review the 2024-25 budget, including the wage resolutions. Well, I thought we'd just go through this page by page like we have, because this is really the introduction. But I have a few things that I just wanted to clarify on here. Wages, I'm proposing a 3.2 and a 1% increase to the MERS. I know that that's based on COLA, but everybody knows that that's really not enough. Just go to the grocery store, you'll realize that. The park fund is busy, and they've used up all their funds. If you understand that for the last 15 years, I think the park fund has had money in there because we had put a large sum of money in there much earlier, and that's now after 15 years with all the improvements they've done, we've kind of used that up, so we're gonna have to start putting a little bit in there. So we need a little money from the general fund to support what they're doing. Budget also reflects a lower income as, of course, you know, the ARPA funds have been dispersed, so you don't see that in there. But we do have higher tax revenue, I guess, which we'd rather have it the other way, have the ARPA fund instead of the tax money. But expenditure and the general administration are down because the funds are no longer included. The building department took a big jump, but it's because of the consulting services, which matches the revenue for the same thing, so that's, elections took a big jump because Pauline wants to have big elections next year. And so she needs big money for next year. And planning commission is up as we budgeted extra for ordinance reviews and the master plan, and we know the budget for the last few years, we're very conservative. We never spend our money. I'll ask, maybe Lori can tell you how much we've spent this last year. And I just think it'd be a good time to go through the budget page by page, and I'll ask if the wage resolution is okay with everybody. I'd like to bump up the board meetings to $200. I think it's, our board members and everybody are underpaid, so I think it's, and I think we want to remove 2 line items, which will be the fees that you get for the other meetings, so now it'll be 200. Pardon?
We're getting rid of, we can wait till we get to that.
Yeah, so anyways, well, there's 2 items. You got the special meeting and the other meetings. But anyways, maybe Lori can tell, how much have we spent? Were you able to put that in, how much we spent of our budget this?
This year, we're at about 43%, and we're 8 months into our budget, so we generally don't come anywhere close to maxing out or hitting what we were able to spend. The last couple of years with ARPA, our budget doesn't look like it used to because we've had so much money coming in. And then we've been doing some special projects like out in the cemetery and the park transfers. So when I graph how much we spend, the last few years the lines all look funny and it doesn't seem to make sense anymore. But we're still banking money each year and doing a great job keeping right in line.
And we have this February another payment for the building here, and then after that we only have 2 more payments, and then we're done with what we borrowed at 2.75 or 2.50.
Yeah.
And we're making money on them right now because that's why we don't want to pay off the building. Okay, so I'm just gonna let everybody go through each page. I know this is what we do, but this is a good way of just getting started on this. And on page 1, I'll ask if anybody has any questions or anything they'd like to add, or. We'll go to page 2. Nothing, we'll go to page 3. I think we will be losing our heating and cooling mechanical inspector, though. I think he got a big time job offer for a battery factory, so I think he'll be leaving. He, one of those that he just couldn't turn down, so he's one of 3 people in the state that was certified to be able to handle that big project down off of in Marshall, Michigan. It's another huge plant, and he's only one of 3 people, I guess, so.
Is that a full-time position for the inspector for the township?
No,
That's just a-
no, but I do have another backup one, so just let you know that, but I'm very happy for him, because it's one of those that you just, they don't come along only once in a lifetime, so. Okay, we'll go on to number 4. So far, is it that we've spent $852,345.41? That should be right, right?
Yep.
Okay. And we still have, in 15 years, we've never spent our budget, so I think we have a good track record. Number 5, page 5. I can't say that for the fire department, though.
Oh, you sure can.
Okay, page 6. That's all. Fire.
department.
Yeah, it's all fire department. Okay, page 7. Okay, I'll go on to page 8. A lot of the maintenance around the township, I do a lot of that just so everybody knows, so that, but I'm getting too old to get up on the roof anymore, so we might have to hire one of the firemen or something to clean out the gutters and stuff, because I've got my marching orders, I'm not supposed to climb ladders anymore, because I don't bounce so well anymore, so. Let me see here, page 9.
The gutters for what building, all of them? You've been doing it?
I do this the township, and,
Maybe we should look to find somebody who could just do it.
well, I like getting up there and
I
doing it.
know, but they're telling you you can't do that anymore.
You can stand down there and hold the bucket.
Yeah.
Well, the fire department comes over a lot of times, and they get up there and help me, so.
Just because they feel sorry for you.
And I know, what,
Somebody help that old man out.
well, they figure it's a lot easier than finding me on the ground.
Yes.
Okay, page 10.
But you have good insurance though, so we could transport you.
You didn't understand why the fire ambulance is sitting there with the lights on and everything? They're standing by.
Okay, page 10, any questions? Nothing? Okay, page 11. That's the fire capital. We'll be spending a lot of that. But like the chief said, he has no big other purchases in the next few years, so it's a good time to do the renovations. Okay, page 12. Page 13. Page 14. Fifteen. And page 16.
It's like, I don't really want to.
I just wanna let you know, I did put some extra money into the parks. Because you can see I've started cutting trees down here and getting ready to put the parking lot down here. We do need to be able to get an ambulance down below, I think that's a necessity. So, I'm getting volunteers to do that, but we might need a little money for some gravel. And, I'll see if I get the bulldozer donated. Anyways, anybody have any questions or anything on the budget? Yes?
I have a question, just going back to page 8, remind me why the police contract is 1.42 million and it was under $1 million? For the,
Well, they've increased their, wages, but you're talking, what page is
page
that?
8,
8?
just seems like a big jump in maybe.
Well, just so you know,
That's This is, and that's, sorry to jump in there, that's, the 889 is just what we've paid so far this year, so the page 7 is actually, so last year the contract was, or what we've got allocated this year is 1.425, and so next year will be 1.468. So the 889 is the activity column, so that's what we've paid it so far this year.
And we're very fortunate because we have a contract until the end of 2025. The other townships didn't, and they're getting the pay increases, which I think they're gonna be substantial because they gave the school liaisons, I think 17% at the county, so I don't know what we're gonna see, but I think it's gonna be a little gradual over a longer time, but I know we're gonna have, so they're having it's a hard time recruiting deputies, so they have to up the pay to get people to even do that job anymore. Not like when I did it, where I
People
get paid
respect
very
the police
little.
officer.
So, anyways, any other questions?
Page 10 for the park,
Pardon?
page 10
Yes.
for the park. So we have 178 on the budget for this year. If any capital improvements, is that reflective of what's going on over here?
Yes.
And then we're gonna have the same amount for next year?
No, I'm gonna have to be watching that, so that's to date now.
Mhm.
So now, every time we issue a check, I'm going to have to decrease that 178.
Okay.
So that might change every time we review the budget. So that is up to date right now, though.
We've got a couple things on our bucket list for the park. One is the switchback trail that goes to the handicap dock. We need to have that at a 3% grade, so we've got it bulldozed out now, but
Is that the Lake George one?
yes.
Okay.
And we're applying for 3 more grants. After the January, there are 3 more grants opening up, so we're trying to get those. But we need to do that. We need to gravel this down here, and they want to put a little bit of fencing up at the Lake George Park. And then they need some gravel on the driveway that I put in years ago, and I got the gravel donated, but at Haven Road exit. But I have the gravel coming for that. I think we'll see how much it might be donated. But then I'll take my tractor up and I'll spread it. But the park said that's getting a little muddy in there now, so they want more gravel in there. So, but those are the bucket list things that I think we need.
Well, have you ever walked on that path at Lake George? It's pretty bad. We need little bridges and all sorts of
Oh,
things
yeah,
on
well,
that.
that's part of the whole thing,
Yeah,
but you
okay.
have to have some money to do that.
You
That's
do.
our only problem. So that's why we're applying for some grants, so
Yeah,
we'll
okay.
apply for 3 grants again this year. I mean, as you know, we did get the grants for, or not a grant, Enbridge helped us pay for the dock, okay. Because we caught them doing something wrong, I guess, and they decided they wanted to make it right, so they paid for that, but anyways, other than that, that's why I'm asking for the money on that. So any other questions on this? Okay, well, then we'll move on to item number 4. Pardon? Oh, we need a resolution, that's right, hold on a minute, we need to get pay raises in here. So we need to adopt a resolution which includes what the pay raises. Everybody's okay with that, I think it's pretty much in line with what the rest of the country is doing right at the moment. So anyways, would anybody like to make a motion?
This was just like a practice. I kind of wanted feedback from the trustees. So trustees per diem, we have regular board meeting, and as Bruce said, we'd like to raise that up to 200. And then there's two other special session and combined session. Well, in the special session, for an example, like when we had to do the planners, you guys were actually here longer than when we had a regular meeting. So I'm proposing that we get rid of the special session. You'll just get the 200, and then a combined session, we really don't even have those anymore. So get rid of that line item. So now it's gonna leave the trustees two choices. One, so every time we meet here is $200, and then attendance to the approved meetings would be the 104, and that's with a 3.2% increase.
What's
guys-
the 180, 140?
Where you at? Cause I just scratched mine all out.
I don't see a one
I
eighty.
got 180, 140.
Is that current?
Oh,
Oh, that's the
that would
current
be
one.
if we
Oh, that.
just gave you, I'm sorry, Linda, if we just gave you the 3.2%, that's where you would be is the
Oh.
181. So we kind of just rounded up because everybody's kind of underpaid anyways. So we just rounded it up to 200 if you guys are okay with that. And
So-
then, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so the 200 is if it's a special session and a regular meeting?
Yep, we're just gonna get rid of those line items. If you
Okay.
guys, come to the consensus to get rid of special session and combined session, so that basically every time we meet here, it's gonna be the 200. And then we have the resolution for the fire department, clerk, supervisor, and treasurer. I'm just kinda wanting to make sure everything's in order for everybody, so then I can put it back on the agenda in January for approval.
So this is all the 3.2%?
Yes.
So we're not moving the resolution today? It's more
No,
informational.
it'll come back next month, January.
After the public hearing.
Right. Cause I was gonna say, it says whereas after public hearing,
Oh,
I just
that's
wanted
coming
I
next.
just wanted to see if
after
you
public
guys,
deliberation, sorry, it's
Yes.
after, I'm like, where's the deliberation?
this is deliberation number 1.
Got it.
So do you guys like that idea of just having one rate for every time you meet?
Seems
Fine.
fair.
Okay.
So we're doing this
Why
for
have you got such an odd number of 104.72? Why don't you make it 105?
I'm fine with that.
Wouldn't it be
Everybody like
easier?
105?
Oh, when was the last time, before you do that, when was the last time we increased that?
They get, for the longest
1989.
time, they would never get any increase, but now we're actually giving the board of trustees the same increase, but that's way underpaid as well.
What would you guys be happy with? I mean, you all spend a lot of time going to these meetings.
We also get reimbursed for mileage too, so I personally don't, like Linda said, I don't do it for the money, so it doesn't matter to me, but.
125.
What does Oxford and them get?
Well, they get a lot more, I'm
Yeah,
sure,
but I'm saying
a lot
give
more.
us a fraction of that.
So, we're at what now?
104.72.
How about if we go to 125?
Fine.
Would that be,
Well,
that's my
let's go
recommendation.
150.
My
What do the
recommendation
other communities get paid, I mean, what's the?
Like
They're-
10.
Oh, a
They
lot
get-
more than us.
They get a lot more, plus they get,
They usually get
per
a
diem,
salary.
I mean, they get a yearly.
Yeah.
Get like 10 grand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
So-
make, they
Oh
make
my
a lot
gosh.
more than we do.
Really?
Even
Well, I only
though-
serve on one committee, so I
Even though
don't
we're a better township all around, they're making more than we do.
Well, that's why we're so conservative.
So 125?
If we're considerate.
Do we like 125?
125.
Okay, so I'm gonna go in there and change both of those numbers.
Okay.
Do I have 130, 130, 135?
Hey, I didn't know you could do that here.
I'm taking it from the chief, he's over there, 130.
I'm all ready to put up my little flag.
It's an auction.
Okay, we're on
What are we
to
worth?
We're on number 4 now, approve the budget public hearing notice, date, routine business. If so, a motion to approve the budget public hearing notice date. So we're looking at January?
Yeah, I think we are.
We canceled
You do
December,
know-
right?
January 16th,
You do know that'll be our very next meeting.
yes.
Yes.
But we just had our first full review.
Okay.
Yeah, we're ahead of schedule.
We're not meeting December?
No.
Okay.
Because
You need to hear a motion on that?
a couple days before
Is there one written up? Or just
Christmas,
simple?
we're at the CVS
You
buying our
approved
gifts, because we didn't do
the
that.
public notice.
CVS.
Well, it's just a guy thing.
Bruce, I'll make a motion that we,
It's not the gas station anymore.
approve the, meeting notice for January 16th, 2024, and hold a public meeting, for food and taxation, 24-25 fiscal year budget.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and we have second. On that, I think, we just have to say, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay. Now. Now we're on the pocket parks. Number 5. Authorize the planning commission to create an ordinance and definition for pocket parks and to review, Article 4.19.5A, private roads in relation to splitting one parcel, property and the setbacks. Well, pocket parks, you know, if somebody wants to donate property or something for a small park in a residential area, I think we should just have an ordinance for that, you know, if you go down to like Royal Oak and Berkeley and all that, years ago, they had little pocket parks, in the neighborhoods where the kids could all go to, but they're not full-blown parks. And I think, like for instance, across the street here, we get that all settled, and that would be a nice little pocket park that, people could go to. So, that's what we're looking at. And then the other thing was, I know Pauline, when she's doing land divisions here, when people wanna split their land and they wanna put a driveway in, she can explain it a little better, but, they don't have to have all the setbacks if they're not, if it's their own property and they've owned the property for years, and they wanna split their property, they don't have to have that 60-foot easements.
That would only be for the single splits where we already require them to deed restrict when they do a front to back split. So this would just ease up the requirements just a little bit as far as the private road easement has to be there, but the road's never gonna be put in. So let's let them use the side yard setbacks instead of a front yard. So it's just a way to ease up that burden for the one division. It doesn't really affect the rest of them. I think the planning commission, after, they have a long list now, once they get caught up, then we can start going through other ones.
Bruce, I'd like to make a motion to authorize the planning commission to create an ordinance and definition of pocket parks and to review Article 4.19.5A, private roads in relation to splitting one parcel and setback.
A support.
Okay, we have a motion and support, any discussion?
Yeah, is this anything about like landlocked property that people have now? Does that,
That'll be something totally different.
Totally
And
different?
each
Okay.
one would be reviewed on its own basis.
okay, that's what I wanted to know about the
Because we
landlocked.
usually don't have landlocked, so there's usually unrecorded easements, that's what I mean, that's something totally different.
Yeah, I know a couple, that's what I was
Yeah.
asking.
Okay, so we have a motion and we have a second, any other discussion? I think on that, we can just say yay or nay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, we're good. There we go. We'll go to, public forum, anybody in the public would like to speak? Patty, anybody? Nobody? Chief?
We did it up.
Okay, Addison Township board reports, board have any?
I only have one. I did contact the agency that's gonna create our logo. He said that might be in a couple weeks, like mid-December, so I'll just pass that to everybody. We had a discussion, he's gonna do just one contemporary, because I think we're all probably into more traditional type. And contemporary meaning that he's using our initials And then the rest of his versions are going to be trying to incorporate what Addison Township is. So I told him that we're all about horses, farms, trees, lake, rural oasis, so he kinda, since he did a webpage, he kinda knows what we're about, and then he's going to try to create those as a circle so that we can actually use it as a seal as well. So hopefully in a couple weeks we'll have that.
You miss car deer accidents, we should have
Yeah,
that.
we
on
don't,
there.
we don't want that.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I have,
yes.
I have something, for the Oxford Area Cable Commission, so in regards to the House bill, that's, this House Bill 4965, is obviously something that the Cable Commission's been monitoring. They've hired an attorney that's, I guess, like lobbying for its group. As of right now, the bill is stalled in committee, and they don't expect any, voting or anything, further discussion until January. But effectively, if the House bill passes, there's no more PEG fees or franchise fees for these townships, and effectively, the Oxford Area Cable Commission would be defunct, so.
Well, with other communities, with the other communities as well.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, holy crap.
Yeah,
So it's a big deal, they're.
Who pushed that through? Let's find out who that was.
well, the cable.
Well, it's
companies, of
Netflix
course.
and,
First, I
and
got,
all the big,
Yes,
I got two.
yes.
Yep.
Cutting is going on, it'll be wrapped up on Pollyant Trail. If you've noticed the big monster tractor, if you've used it, Pollyant Trail at all, they're doing side cutting all the way down. It should wrap up tomorrow, and you should check it out because it's a lot of work doing the cutting on that.
I have been checking it out. Why are you cutting such a wide thing all the way down now?
That's what's required, that's our setback.
That's required?
Yeah.
Okay.
The other one is NODA, we're finished with the parking lot. It is a great, improvement to NODA. If you guys ever wanna go over there, go check out the parking lot. We have our own fuel station now and a lot more parking than what we had before.
Okay, anybody else? Yes.
Planning Commission held a meeting last week. Unfortunately, we didn't have a quorum for the, public hearing public land use, special land use, I can't talk, it's getting late, for the library, so we didn't take any action on that.
Okay. Well, we don't wanna build in the winter anyhow, so we'll,
It's cold.
hopefully have by spring. So, anyways, if nobody else has any legal reports or communications?
No.
And we'll go on to supervisor report. The only thing I have to say is you can see the track and the pickleball court are moving along. And, I'd like to thank that, you know, there were some people that live on the lake who wrote us checks. And, I just wanted to thank them formally that, thank you for the donations. And actually, they kind of got the thing moving because they asked if we could get one, and they came with some checks, so that was very nice of them. As I said, I'm cutting the trees down below, so anybody who wants to come down and cut the wood up, they get it, okay? They get to pile it up, and I look at it as part of the reward for helping down there. And then I wanted to say, I met with the with the OCATS meeting today, and a lot of the townships are getting hit with break-ins. It's a professional company. Yeah, it is a company. They're out of Chile. They've captured, you know, some of them, but they don't speak because they said if they do, of course, their families will be in danger back in Chile. So they're not getting a whole lot of information. What I would tell everybody is, if you have an alarm, set your alarm. Okay, and don't leave your valuables where they can find them.
Is this the group that was, the white pickup trucks a couple weeks ago?
No, that
This is
one,
different?
that one, we haven't had any here in Addison Township. Oakland Township, though, they have been getting hit. Bloomfield Township, millions, okay? They're hitting the high-end homes. And
No, they won't go to my house.
they're professionals when they go in. They know exactly how to subvert the alarm system. But, so I just wanted to mention that that in Oakland Township, they've been getting hammered down on Silver Bell, and they've been coming in through the back, and they do it all between like 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock at night. That's when they're doing it. So, and I don't know how they're getting the information. They know exactly houses to go to and what they're looking for and everything, but anyways. So I just thought I would bring that to everybody's attention. I know everybody in Addison Township has a gun also, it's a requirement, I think, so. Well, we can vote on that right now, but, so anyways, other than that, our next meeting will be, January, 16th. Does anybody have a motion for adjournment?
I'll make that motion that we adjourn.
And we have support, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? We are adjourned, thank you.